What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Panda here, and today I bring you another video for Knighthood. Now, a lot of people have been asking me questions in the Discord or in comments about how to beat the White Peak location in general, just total. So today we're going to go over just a real quick White Peak strategy guide. Unfortunately, I have finished White Peak and moved into Realm of Fire, so I can't show you any gameplay because I didn't record any of it. However, I can give you just like some basic tips and tricks for what I used in order to beat all the different bosses and fights in White Peaks. So first things first is when you first go into White Peaks, the first things you're going to be fighting are beasts and outlaws, and so I recommend using a beast or outlaw weapon. If you followed the gear guide, you should already have some decent weapons built up. So using a level 25 beast weapon or a 28 outlaw weapon is what I used for most of the fights. I did find myself using the beast weapon more simply because I was bringing Krusa, who's strong versus outlaws, and found that the beast was just more effective for me. I was able to clear through that entire main stage, like the first half of it, with this level 25 beast weapon and a level 25 Krusa. The first parts really aren't that difficult. The thing that's important is that you do bring Krusa, and the reason is because you'll run into those really annoying storm spirits who in the background will stun your hero, making it very difficult, your knight, making it very difficult for you to survive because you'll get hit multiple times, one after the other. It becomes very difficult. So bringing Krusa, allowing you to stun the backline units or just flat out kill them if you have enough damage, is very powerful. Do keep in mind that I always recommend whenever you're on a stage that you're having difficulty pushing that you build up a full rage meter for the final phase. This is going to allow you to do a big rage damaging skill. For example, Krusa's, who does damage to all and is strong versus armor. Those guys in the back line have a lot of armor, and so you'll be able to pretty much one-shot or at least get very low, able to finish them off with a basic skill with Krusa. Another little tip, I'm sure you guys have picked it up throughout playing the game and or in the last video that I made for Knighthood, I did make this comment for floor 5 of the Onslaught dungeon, that wherever you place your Krusa, he will hit the target in the same line with him that's in the back line. So if you have two units, one on the left, one on the right, and you put your Krusa on the right, he is going to hit the unit on the right of your screen in the back line. So keep that in mind. So if you run into the issue where you need to kill the left unit, just swap your Krusa's position and he will focus the left unit with his basic skill. It's a little tip for you. My recommendations here is to bring Krusa to handle that backline and Titania to keep yourself alive and give you focus. This is very helpful if you have the ability to bring her because she's just a very strong healer. In regards to gear, just bring whatever gauntlet you have powered up. I took my Champion's Gauntlet through the majority of it because I had leveled it up a little bit, so it dealt more damage than my other gauntlets. Not really that big a deal. And then just whatever gear you can bring, obviously. Just, you should be working on your gear as you're progressing through the game. Whatever your strongest gear is, you shouldn't be swapping it out. If you want to try and prepare a little bit better for White Peaks and you're more new, maybe put a little more emphasis on ranged gear. That might help you slightly because there are some pretty strong ranged units in White Peaks, and having that damage reduction for ranged will help you, but I was able to do it with no damage reduction from ranged. Literally, I went in with pretty much this exact gear. There was like this, I think right here was a heavy instead when I did it, but other than that, most of this was the same, so definitely not a big deal. Potions and elixirs, I didn't need to use any of them, but I would recommend like potions of recovery and elixirs of strength or elixirs of haste, things like that. Okay. Once you beat the outlaw and beast section of the game, you're gonna run into the deadly trolls. The trolls is probably the next big hurdle in the game. You guys have heard me talk about Crane Rockjaw. He's a pretty big impact, and that is where the first weapon I recommend you actually like building. And what I mean by that is I don't consider a weapon to be built until it's past level 30. As you can see, my demon and my militia weapon are at 30, but I don't really consider them to be built yet, simply because they're still blue and they're level 30. If I have a purple weapon, I think that getting a purple weapon to 30 is relatively built. But beyond that, this weapon right here, my troll weapon, when I took it from 32 to 33, it was a huge damage increase. You can see here, taking it from 35 to 36 is going to give me a ridiculous amount of damage, almost 40 damage from just this one, which when you're fighting against a troll is 80 damage. You'll see I have almost 1100 damage on this troll weapon when I'm fighting trolls. It's phenomenal. It does so much damage, and I actually find myself using this 35 troll weapon against anything at this point that's not a demon or a militia, and that's just because the 543 damage is just ridiculous. I actually have upgraded my my undead and my outlaw weapon here, so I actually wouldn't do that. But like when I'm fighting against like a golem or a cult or a goblin, I'm using my troll weapon, right? For a long time I was using my troll weapon no matter what, just because it did more damage. But leveling up a troll weapon to 33, I think, is the first time I hit the big boost. 34 probably the next big boost, obviously. And then 35, I just took it to 35 because I didn't like it sitting at 34. So, but basically, getting this troll weapon is going to save you immensely. If you want to, you can. I personally did not do this, but you can use Terra. Now, Terra is a great unit. I think she's phenomenal. She has a basic skill that targets a frontline and a backline unit and has a chance to stun, which is phenomenal. A lot of people use the technique of Rage Power, Rage Potion, Rage Power to kill the backline on Kren Rockjaw, but this does require you to get your Terra to around level 30, which is a big deal. I got mine to level 20, and I was not able to do it. I couldn't land a stun to save my life. I took her up to 25, still couldn't do it, and then I just decided to give up on leveling her anything past that point. And so I recommend, if you would like to, you can take Tara to 28 for the side quest and use her there. She might be able to land stuns then. She is definitely a phenomenal unit to bring into White Peaks because she does have the chance to stun, which will help you versus the ranged units that are in the background that either heal or deal immense damage directly to health, which is obviously a pretty big deal. So definitely not a bad option if you want to level up a troll hero to bring with you. But again, I'm going to recommend Titania. She's just phenomenal for story mode, especially if you're feeling underpowered. Her heals are just amazing. Mine at level 34 now heals me for like up to 4,400 health, I think it is, or something. Yeah, I think maybe it can crit is what it is. I don't know, but I have received up to 43k or 4,300, sorry, health back from this ultimate right here. But it is just phenomenal. Plus the 3-turn protect just reduces the damage you take immensely. So definitely recommend Titania if you haven't already been working on her. She is by far my favorite unit in the game, except for like maybe Vordry, just because Vordry's cool and flashy and purple, right? But definitely Titania and whatever stunner you want to bring for White Peaks is definitely the combo you're going to want to take. So whether it's Krusa, whether it's Tara, whether it's, you know, someone else that has the ability to stun, you could bring Millicent, I think it is. I personally don't like Millicent. I do have her. See if I can. Oh, I actually just passed her. I do have her, and she is definitely a viable unit. You can bring her. She does have this chance to stun on the current target, but it's only the current target, so it only stuns the front line. So you have to make it through the front line to get to the back line to stun anyways, which, I mean, if you're getting to the back line, you're probably going to kill the stage anyways. So definitely recommend Tara and Krusa as your outlaw and troll units in order to beat the stages. For the final fight, I'm going to recommend this for everybody who gets to the final fight of a stage so far. I have seen that Vordry is just phenomenal. You just basically have to think that you're going into a PvP match, because that's basically what you're doing. You're going into a 3-round PvP match, and Vordry is just phenomenal for that. So just keep that in mind. If you have Vordry by the time you get to the final boss in White Peaks, which if you join a guild early, you might have him, definitely invest in him and bring him to the final fight of the White Peaks zone. So that is pretty much my tips and tricks for White Peaks. One last thing I want to mention is once you beat White Peaks, you unlock Realm of Fire. If you're playing currently when this video is originally released and you are doing the Dark Tour event, once you defeat Onslaught Dungeon level 5 as a option for the side quests, you're going to need to break into Realm of Fire in order to get the next side quest. So definitely important to beat White Peaks. As I said, I have gone into Realm of Fire, you have to get to at least the first town and to unlock the side quest, which is very, very important. I know in a previous video I said I was going to stay in White Peaks because that was my original plan. Then I got this information that, well, you have to get into Realm of Fire in order to get the next side quest. So side quests are phenomenal for their rewards during this event. So 100% you need to make sure that you break into Realm of Fire once you beat the Onslaught Floor 5 side quest. If you haven't beaten that yet, stay in White Peaks so you can get those extra Caligo spawns. But as soon as you beat the Onslaught Dungeon Floor 5 side quest, definitely break into Realm of Fire. That is going to be it for me today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to hit the like button and comment down below if you have any questions, comments, or concerns. Also, we are so close to 1,000 subs. By the time while I'm recording this, I am currently at 944 subscribers, so we are only 56 subs away from 1,000, which, guys, that is the goal, 1,000 subs. So let's get to 1,000. Tell your friends, tell your family, make a new account, whatever you want to do. Let's get those subs. 1,000 subs is a big deal. That is going to be it for me today, guys. Thanks so much for hanging out, and I'll see you in the next one. Enjoy the end screen.